بلغوا عني ولو آية وحدثوا عن بني إسرائيل ولا حرج ومن كذب علي متعمدا فليتبوأ مقعده من النار. Today's hadith is found in the collection of Imam al-Bukhari in his Sahih, narrated by Abdullah ibn Amr, where he says that the Prophet ﷺ said, convey about me even if it's a single verse, and narrate from Bani Israel, from the Old and New Testament, and there's no issues with that, there's no sin. And whoever conveys something fabricated about me, let them book their seat in the hellfire. So today's hadith, we're still in the series of hadiths that are pertinent or talk about knowledge, about seeking knowledge, about its virtues, its importance. And today's hadith is basically, I find it like a formula in, it mixes knowledge and da'wah, but you can't really do da'wah without knowledge. So he says, بلغوا عني ولو آية, convey about me even if it's a single verse, a single teachings, guidance to others. In last week we talked about the hadith where that every single Muslim, it's obligatory for every single Muslim to seek knowledge. And so after you've sought that knowledge, now it's your duty, your responsibility to convey it to others, to do da'wah to non-Muslims and people who haven't received this guidance that you have received. So he says, even if it's a single verse, that means you don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to know Arabic grammar, rhetoric, literature, all the hadith sciences. No, it's not. You don't have to make it that complex. You don't have to be a scholar to convey the basic teachings of Islam. We see in the seerah of the companions that once they accepted Islam, they would immediately perform da'wah to their people. They won't wait 2, 3 years, 4 years until they studied it in details, every single piece of it. No, the basic message of Islam is simple. If you have received it, if you understood it from its correct sources, then it's our duty to convey it to others. And then in our time especially, conveying the message of Islam is essential because we see a lot of Islamophobia. We see it in all its various colors and forms. And when you analyze it in detail, you'll find that why are all these Islamophobic phrases or behaviors manifesting? It's because it's rooted in misconception of Islam. The conception and conceptualization of Islam is incorrect. People haven't received the correct message of Islam. It's in a skewed or deviant form. It's not in its original form that we have received it from the Quran and Sunnah. So it's our job as Muslims to convey it to non-Muslims from its original reliable sources. And then the second part of the hadith is very interesting. The Prophet ﷺ says, وَبَلِّغُوا عَنْ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ وَلَا حَرَجْ, convey from the narrations of Bani Israel, and there's no issue in that. So if you are engaging in da'wah, you might find that to draw parallels to people who are Jews or Christians, to draw parallels, you could refer to their scriptures, and that might actually amplify your impact when you are performing da'wah. And so there's no issue in doing that. However, and then the last part of the hadith, وَمَنْ كَذَبَ عَلَيَّ مُتَعَمِّدًا فَلْيَتَبَوَّأْ مَقْعَدَهُ مِنَ النَّارِ. That means there's something that we all have to be aware of, and we have to be very careful that when we are propagating the message of Islam, we can't make things up about the Prophet ﷺ. Anything that's not authentic, that's not in the Quran, it's not in the Sunnah, we can't make it up so that we could influence people or try to bring them to Islam. We can't make up a hadith to bring people closer to Islam. And in the past, there's actually some people who would fabricate a hadith to encourage others to practice a certain deed or a certain act, to do a certain action, or to bring them even closer to Islam. And this is not allowed in our deen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has completed this religion. الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ, and there's nothing missing, and there's nothing for us to add. And so this is whatever we receive from the guidance, we convey to others, and that's our duty. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold accountable every single one of us, every single human being, and we just do our job. And that's all we have. And so this is basically like a formula for performing da'wah. And then obviously for that, you have to do da'wah, you'll have to seek knowledge, and it's an ongoing process. I hope that was beneficial. يروي الإمام البخاري في صحيحه عن عبد الله بن عمرو أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال بلغوا عني ولو آية وحدثوا عن بني إسرائيل ولا حرج ومن كذب علي متعمدا فليتبوأ مقعده من النار. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.